Alright, hey, welcome back to the WahooWarrior channel. This is going to be game 2 of that local tournament put on by Ryan Carlson. It's going to be my Romanians in progress. There's my veteran squad, 14-man veteran squad, 1 Panzerfaust. And I'm running 2 10-man regular squads with a light machine gun, an inexperienced lieutenant, 2 Panzer 38Ts, and a medium howitzer. Yeah, my guys, I got to get some work done. I did start working on I bought those Polish greatcoat guys. You can see them off to the right there. But I got them about 50% done. I got these guys about 50% done. They're going to be my lieutenants, the dismounted Panzer crew. And so I have started working on my guys. Going. And I've got a match tomorrow, actually, against Ryan. Here's Bill's Fallschirmjäger. And he's been working on those pretty studiously. He's running most of his, I think he's got 3 squads with 4 assault rifles and 2 Panzerfausts in each squad, and maybe a light machine gun. There's his medium machine gun team. So these are just some pictures I swiped off of the Bolt Action Nebraska page to show some of Bill's guys. This is, I think, from a match from that tournament, his match number 3 against John Stanley. I had to bail and go after the second match because, like I said, I only had 1 hour sleep. I had to work that same night, so I had to take off. I was a little bit delirious during the match. But I do have a match tomorrow against Ryan Carlson. It's going to be one of the viewer submitted videos or army lists. It's going to be French. It'd be Jonathan, I think if I pronounce it right, Erod. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But he's submitted a French list. It's going to be pretty awesome. And then that's Bill right there. I'm trying to get a match together with him here in the upcoming near future too here at the house, so we can do a nice, take our time. So this is going to be the table. The game shop, like I think I mentioned in the other video, they're kind of new to Bolt Action, and it's kind of nice that they are requesting us to come there and play. They set these tables up for us when we came in, so yeah, it's good enough to play on. And the scenario we're playing is I think defensive positions, and I won the role. So I chose to be defender. I thought about being the attacker anyway, just in that being the attacker, I think it gives you a little bit of you get to see kind of where the enemy is, and then you can try to go for 2 of the objectives. I think the scenario pack says if they control 1, if the attacker controls 1, it's a draw. And so they're in your control until taken away from your control, which makes it a little easier. They don't just need to be next to it to contest it. They have to actually get control away. And so I've got half my stuff on the board. He rolled for a prep bombardment and rolled a 1, so no prep bombardment. But I've got my howitzer not in a very good spot, honestly, kind of covering that gap there in the middle. And so he's bringing on a Fallschirmjäger squad. He's got all foot pounders. I put this in the ambush. I've got my medium howitzer in ambush. Down here on the bottom next to this token, I've got my veteran squad. They're 14 men. Figure they can hold that pretty decently on their own. He's got 2 units in outflank. He's got one of his Fallschirmjäger squads and a Panzerschreck team in outflank, which is a good call. That way he can keep my tanks kind of honest, and if I guessed incorrectly, he could come in and zap a tank in the side. I've got my 2 tanks in reserve and a regular squad, and yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's my lieutenant back there. I've got a regular squad in that tree stand in the middle. So here, later in the game, I realized I should have put that token, for future reference, I should have put that token more on the inside of that tree stand, because you can see where it's at right now. If he would take control of it, I would have nothing that could see through the dense terrain to try to get it back away from him. So those are little small things that when you're playing a game and you're setting up in future reference, I think I would put adjust everything over about 6 inches to the right. and that way I could have a little more of a counter because if he's on outflank and comes in right there and is able to take control of that, then I'd be kind of screwed. So it looks like we're already on turn 2. I picked up my dice on my ambush. He's got a Fallschirmjäger squad just running. They're just running full speed. He's got his lieutenant trailing behind them. I go ahead and I'm going to do a fire order. I've got a light machine gun I know in range, and maybe a couple rifles. He's got soft cover because the majority of the squad is back behind that tree stand. I got quite a bit of rifles in range, so I'm able to hit, and I think I pick off one man. So there's a pin. Hey, I don't like those guys working their way up. I do have the 2 tanks off the board, and I roll to bring one in, and it fails. I was going to bring it in on the far right side and just spray those dudes with a bunch of medium machine guns. So that's 1 tank failure. I've got these guys here in the trees in ambush, the veterans. So I'm going to let him kind of finish his move, and I think I'm going to trigger it. He's going to have soft cover again because the majority of the squad. Bill is a new player to bolt action, but he's he's a very experienced player. And I'm looking forward to many more matches against him because this is our first game we played against each other. And I can just tell right off the bat, he had some rule queries in the beginning. He didn't quite understand outflanking because he's new. But he understands gaming. And he's noticed how he moves his guys. He knows how to take advantage of the cover. Those are kind of advanced skills that he's already got from, I think this is his 4th game ever. So maybe a couple more games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to him. He's a great inclusion into the bolt action local community. He's got that paint and play going on that he's putting together at the Game Shops 2 store out in West Omaha. So good ad. So his lieutenant runs up there. So one thing I don't like about being defensive is that you're just, you're kind of reacting, and I like to kind of be on the offensive and make the opponents react. So I go ahead and I move my howitzer up on the top of the hill, because I'm not going to be able to shoot anyway, and that hill's going to be blocking him off till the last second. So I figure if I go up there, I might be able to get a shot on him. I do bring my squad in on the far right, and I'm going to fire some shots at his troops with the soft cover, and I'm able to, again, pick off 1 man. So it's 2 pins, and pick off a guy. I've got 1 light machine gun in there, and then some rifles. His medium machine gun advances into there. He come into turn 4 and advances into there. And that's already turn 3. We're at turn 3. So, this game's going really quickly as far as things happening. Both my tanks failed to come in that turn, so needing an 8. So he advances these guys into there, which I kind of, knew he was going to do that. Basically, he's going to come in and go after my guys, and I'm going down. I figured that would happen, and I'm planning on at least one of my tanks coming in and assisting, and then keeping him off of that token up on the hill. So he's able to put a pin on and kill a man with the down order and the movement, and long range for most of his stuff. And I am on ambush, or no, fire order with my howitzer, I believe. And I believe I missed him. Needing a 4, 50-50 chance. Here, looks like I'm going to be firing at that squad over there. I was going to put them in ambush to guard my howitzer, but I figure I got my veteran squad in ambush already. And I'm trying not to commit a tank that far to the right, so I was trying to see what I could do with that. And medium machine gun fires and hits my howitzer. I do find to bring a tank in, and I don't quite know where I want it. I need to help on the far right. I know that. Or maybe I failed. I know, yeah. So I failed on another tank. So he's coming up. Yeah, I was in ambush. Yeah, I was just trying to keep him at bay. And fire when he's about right there, and I score a hit. So we put his guys how they would legally have been, 1 inch apart. And we check with the template. Even though I had a pin on me. I think I get 4 guys under there. And I think I only kill 2. And did 1 pin. So he finishes his move. And he's up against the crest of that now. So he's a very aggressive run order. And I didn't trigger my veterans. I thought about shooting them as well, but he's got a squad that can come in on a outflank. And I probably should have shot that squad in the open and just took my chances with this other squad. It wouldn't have been a big deal. So that's my lieutenant. My lieutenant pops around and fires 2 submachine guns at that squad as well. I think he had hard cover, but was able to score a 2nd pin. So I do bring my tank in, and I am much probably too aggressive in that I know he's got Panzerfaust, but I figure I can get 2 pins on him, and that may be in the 1st pin though, because he cleared the 1. So yeah, I was a little too aggressive with the tank, getting in there that tight like that. Should have hung back and just used my medium machine guns, but I'm able to kill a few guys. So we go to turn 4. Howitzer's in some trouble there. If I can, I don't know what else checking there. Alright, so I think he gets the first dice, and he asked me about if he charges them. And if I would have got the first dice, I think I would have went in ambush, and I would have fired at him right in front of me. But so he passes his order check, and he's coming in, and he's gonna be mangling these guys up. He kills 3, and I get 1 attack back, and I actually kill a guy. So I do kill a guy. And then he gets to consolidate, and I think he only rolls like a 2 or a 1 or something. So he does a little bit of consolidation. So they're kind of standing in the open. I've got a squad in the trees. I got a squad in the trees. And oh, my veterans, I did try to trigger that ambush since I wasted it, and I didn't fire it when they were in the open. I tried to trigger it on a 4-up, and it failed. But it looks like I got order dice on them now, so they're back in ambush. Here comes these guys, and he's going to hit with a Panzerfaust, and he, one of them does a double penetrate or a massive damage, and he gets to roll on the chart twice, and he blows the top off of my tank. So that sucked. But as long as he is standing there, and so I had 1 pin on my squad, so I would have advanced up and fired at him with no cover, and I failed. So that was huge. That was a huge failure of an activation check with 1 pin, because he is totally exposed there. I would have moved up, you know, and just let him have it with like 12 shots, needing probably 3s. Yeah, 3s. So that sucked. So he is coming in here. He's coming in with he debates quite a bit with what he's going to do, and he decides to come in there with his squad. And I go ahead and fire my ambush and get a lot of hits, but I only kill 1 guy. And he's going to fire back at me, but now he's got a pin on him, and I'm in soft cover. So I definitely have the advantage here. We're both veterans. He's got quite a bit of his assault rifles are just in range, and that's when Bill's like, I'm like, wait, you get 2 shots each. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, assault rifles are 2 shots each. So he gets to throw some more, but he misses with all of those. So yeah, he's got a pretty good amount of firepower in those Fallschirmjäger squads. So I've got still my lieutenant and that squad in the woods that can go either way. And now I still got a tank off the board. So here comes my lieutenant, and I'm going to fire some submachine guns up there. I am inexperienced, so it's -1, but it's I'm able to kill a guy. That's where he's kind of torn who to kill. He's got 2 Panzerfaust and 2 assault rifles. So he elects to kill the guy on the far right because they were equally equipped, and keep those 2 together. That way he doesn't have to worry about consolidating to maintain unit cohesion. And I got my other tank, so I go ahead and bring it in up here. Like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna try to get some vengeance from that angle. Don't believe he's got the hard cover. Bill concurred with that. It's close though. Those hills can be a little tricky. So I'm gonna hit them with some machine guns, and I killed 3. So that's a little bit better. This camera keeps going in and out of focus, but alright, so my other tank is committed. And Bill brings in his Panzerschreck team, which we had wrote down on the right hand side, his right. You can come in and went up to 48, so he comes in right here on an advance order, and that's a good call. I mean, I've already triggered. He's gonna just be annoying, and he like blows a dude up, comes in and gets a hit and kills a dude, puts a pin on me. So starting the next turn, you know, you can just keep. It makes me have to use my turn to deal with him. Here my squad starts to come out of the woods, and I'm going to fire up those last 2 guys. He has a small team now, but he can't go down or anything. I'm able to pick him off. So, but he has no Panzerfaust up there against my tanks. I got a full squad that failed over there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting next turn. So Bill gets the first dice, and he does some debating about what if he did assault my tank. And I explained to him, since he doesn't have any anti-tank weapons, you have to take a tank fear check at -3. And he already has a pin, so it'd be -4. So you need a 6. And then I explained how it works. He decided to wait on that. He's going to advance these guys up. He had to pass order check because he has a pin. So he clears the pin. Ah, darn it. And I can either go down or just take it. I am veterans. I have 1 pin on me from the Panzerschreck shooting me. So I decided to go down. Mainly because I already control the token, and he has to wrest it away from me. So he's got movement, and then -2 for the down order. So he's gonna fire at me, and then fire the rest of the stuff, and nobody died. So my tank goes ahead and advances, and I'm gonna shoot those guys point blank. He does go down, and I pick off just 1. So these guys, they find a pass. Cost me a tank, but they would have done that the turn before. He's got hard cover there because he's got 2 guys on the side of the hill, and the other 2, 1.5 is kind of exposed. Didn't do squat to him. Here, these guys do a run order. Yeah, so they're gonna at least get up there and start getting into the fight. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that token on the right. He doesn't really have anything in the middle. And now it's all about the token on the left. So I'm definitely, right now I've got a win. Probably the worst that could happen would be a draw. And I'm feeling pretty good about that too, as I have about 12 guys there that are veterans. And he's got to get rid of me. But you never know. So we go to the next turn, and so we draw. out a dice, and I believe it's me. So here's where I'm like, what should I do? I can only come out of the woods 6 inches on an assault. So I could shoot. He's got a 12 inches because I'm starting in rough ground. He could rush 12 inches and get to the woods. So what I decided to do is assault the Panzerschreck team. And I pass my order check. And I assault them. And obviously I kill them. However, being delirious as I am, I consolidate and I don't pay much attention. I'm talking to Ryan there, and I think I roll a 4 or something. What I should have done was moved away, and I said that right there. I was like, I already moved him. I should have moved away because Bill gets an order dice and he's going to do an assault. I don't know if I could have got far enough away to be out of his charge, yet still within 3 inches of the token. So now this is a huge charge from Bill. And he's coming in, and he rolls like a stud. He gets a whole bunch of hits, and then on his tough fighters with the assault rifles, he got a lot more. I made it a fight, and I killed, I think, 3. But yeah, he did great. So yeah, he's got 4 guys left. So darn it. So now it's going to be a draw, because that's what I'm talking about, that token being behind the woods there. It's like now, even if I roll a turn 7, there's not much I can do because I can't see him. Darn it. If I had that token on the inside of that tree stand, I could have been defending it just the same, and then I could have went after him with my lieutenant and my squad there, and even maybe a tank shot from far away. So we're going to finish these guys off. That way I don't have to worry about getting a loss by losing 2 tokens somehow if he assaults my tank. And I'm going to assault them with my guys. If anything, I figure even if the dice went horribly against me, my tank would be able to finish them off. But they're gone. So I can't do much with this tank this turn. I can only make a 90-degree turn. So I turn it, thinking if I get a turn 7, I might be able to turn, drive down the hill, and get a shot off. These guys just run. He had his machine gun in ambush, so he picks off quite a bit with an ambushing machine gun. But I got to do something and hope for a turn 7. So he rolls it, and we do roll a turn 7. So at least I have a chance to. Although I don't think I'd be able to. Yeah, because if I could force a check with this squad on an advance, then I could run. If I could kill him, then I could run my lieutenant. So I've still got a shot here. I've got these advancing guys. He's got soft cover, and I've got movement. Got a light machine gun and some rifles. And I roll pretty decent. And I get 2 kills. So that's a check. They're Fallschirmjäger, so they test on their base, and he passes. Darn it. So that's pretty much that, because then I could have ran the lieutenant, but I can't. Well, I can't rest. I won't be able to get control of the token either way, but just for the hell of it, I come over there and try to shoot him. And that's it. Tank drives down and fires. I can see that guy. So looking for like movement, long range, soft cover, down. I roll them together. Nope. That's pretty much going to be the game. He's got a medium machine gun that can fire, just for the hell of it. He's going to shoot at my lieutenant. Long range, small team, and he misses completely. And that's it. So we end up with a draw. Yeah, I had a pretty solid win for the entire game, and then I kind of let it slip at the end. I got a little bit too passive on the left-hand side, and that Panzerschreck team coming in and being a distraction and shooting my guys, he was starting to pile pins on me. So, I don't know, it was a pretty enjoyable game. If I had had some sleep, it would have been a little more enjoyable. Enjoyable opponent. I don't like being a defender on those type of scenarios because I feel like you're just kind of, you know, just sitting there. My tanks both failing for a turn kind of hurt me quite a bit. As far as getting some fire down, but alright, so that's going to be it, and thanks for watching.